Carlos Alcaraz has been one of the biggest gifts that tennis has given us in the last year or so. Without running the risk of exaggeration, Alcaraz has been one of the brightest talents in the world of tennis, and unlike the next-gen stars, he's truly living up to this promise. Unfortunately, not everything's good from the Alcaraz camp, as he had something sad to announce ahead of Wimbledon. Let's take a look. First up, Carlos Alcaraz to miss Queens. Ever since Alcaraz's exit from Roland-garros, the teenager hasn't been seen in action. There's a certain criticism of the ATP for scheduling the grass court season immediately after the clay court one, not giving players the opportunity to recover and adapt to the challenge. It seems that Alcaraz will be one of the many players over the years that fall to the intense demands of the professional tennis tour. Alcaraz was battling an elbow injury during the RG, and it wasn't surprising that his elbow affected his performance against Zverev in the quarterfinals, before the German ended up twisting his ankle in an extremely horrific way against Rafael Nadal. While Zverev's 2022 has been cut short, it seems that Alcaraz might not have a lengthy layoff. Whew. He's been so good this season, and when a player's on form, you just want to see them play as much as possible. His injury will keep him out of the grass tournament in Queens, which is usually one of the two simultaneous tournaments preparing players for the Wimbledon challenge at the end of this month. A fully fit Alcaraz would have definitely wanted to play in Queens, as he looks to improve his grass court game as much as his clay and hard surface game. Next, Alcaraz's return penciled in for Wimbledon. It's not all doom and gloom for the Spanish prodigy, because he's announced that the elbow injury will only keep him out of the Queens, and he should be back in time for Wimbledon. We're so glad Alcaraz will be in action in London, because he's got a bright future ahead of him, and if he wants to become a true great, he'll need to provide his credentials on all surfaces. Carlitos also had good news for the Queens management, as he announced that he'll be back for 2023, and his absence doesn't mean that he won't return to the tournament. It's unfortunate that he doesn't make the main draw for Queens, because it has a great lineup, and he could have tested himself against good grass court players. Oh well, we obviously blame the ATP for not having a longer grass swing. The challenge gets a little bit harder for Alcaraz following his injury, because now he'll be underprepared for Wimbledon. We don't doubt that he and his coaches will be helping him prepare in the best way, but playing a competitive match is always different from training, and should Alcaraz get a tough draw, he could potentially lose out on a long run in the tournament. And now, Alcaraz is preparing for Wimbledon. Even though Alcaraz will be missing Queens due to discomfort in his elbow, that doesn't mean that he's not hard at work preparing for his return. The Iberian is probably one of the most hard-working talents on tour, and that's what makes him so special. He's also got a superb coaching team, and it was evident from his recent social media musings that Alcaraz has been working hard. The teenager posted a video showing that the grind never stops, as he got familiar with the grass surface by doing some running drills. It's actually one of the most overlooked factors in the sport. Your running is affected on every different surface, and getting your feet used to each surface takes a lot of time. Even for the professionals that have been playing on the same surfaces every year, the adaptation process is quite long. So what's to expect from Alcaraz in Wimbledon? As we pointed out before, the grass isn't the surface where Alcaraz's strengths lie. He's a fantastic player on clay, and he's got some achievements on the hard courts too, but he's still not got enough miles on the grass courts, and that might be a problem for the world number 7 ahead of Wimbledon. He's only played 2 matches at Wimbledon, beating Japanese pro Uchiyama last year in 5 sets before going on to lose in 3 quite comfortably to Daniil Medvedev, the current world number 1. The draw will be a lot kinder to Alcaraz this year, considering he'll be seated in the top 10, but Wimbledon always remains a tough challenge for players. That's because the best grass players are ranked quite low, and that means the chances of facing them increase considerably. For example, Andy Murray is ranked at 47, and most probably won't be seated for Wimbledon, meaning any of the top-ranked players could land him in their opening matches. The same rings true for Australian Nick Kyrgios, who finds himself in the semifinal of Halle, and he too won't be ranked in Wimbledon. So for Alcaraz to have a good Wimbledon, it's important that he has a bit of luck with the draw. He's got the skills for making it on grass too, but the game is much quicker, and he'll need to ensure that he doesn't involve himself in long rallies and produces the winning shot more often than not, although his lob might not be as effective as it was during the clay season. Next, in other news, Rafael Nadal preparing for Wimbledon. Following Nadal's historic Roland-garros win, there were a lot of questions about his long-term and short-term future. Even though his performances were dominant through the prodigy. The problems have been with Nadal's foot injury, as it was asleep during the tournament due to painkillers. There were many doubts over Nadal's decision to participate at Wimbledon and whether he chooses to miss the grass swing. But the good news for all Rafa fans, he's back. Nadal announced that he'll be playing at Wimbledon, and he's very excited about the challenge. The 22-time Grand Slam winner revealed that he hasn't been limping for a week after a successful treatment that led to a reduction in nerve pain, and he'll be in action at Wimbledon. All's not well though, because he explained that there are some strange sensations in the foot as he still tries to get used to the treatment. But Rafa's not one to shy away from challenges, and he should be ready for Wimbledon in about 10 days' time, as the Spaniard looks set to chase a calendar year Golden Slam. And now, US Open set to feature Russians and Belarusians. Blow for Novak. The US Open recently announced its decision to feature the banned Russians and Belarusians in the tournament later this year. Following the war on Ukraine, Russian and Belarusian tennis players were barred from taking part in Wimbledon, but it seems that the US Open has a different policy, and they'll be allowed to feature. This is great news for the likes of Daniil Medvedev and Andrei Rublev, among many other top-class players. However, everyone wouldn't be happy about the US Open, as Serbian superstar Novak Djokovic is set to miss another Grand Slam because of his vaccination status. He already missed the Australian Open and wasn't allowed to take part in the Sunshine Double in the US, and it seems that he'll probably miss the US Open later this year as well. Next, we have Medvedev chasing title in Halle. Daniil Medvedev defeated Roberto Bautista Agut in straight sets to set up a semifinal clash against German Oscar Ada. It was an impressive win for the German national, as he defeated one Russian in Kashanov to face another in the shape of the world number one, Medvedev. Ada's playing Russian roulette at this point, isn't he? On the other side of the draw, Hubert Hurkacz defeated Canadian young star Auger Aliassime to face Nick Kyrgios, who got to the semifinal in straight sets and a broken racket after defeating Pablo Carreno Busta. We all love Nick, don't we? This makes up for a cracking lineup in Halle, as Medvedev chases his second title on grass to solidify his position as the world number one, with Djokovic missing the grass swing before Wimbledon. And finally, Serena Williams returning for Wimbledon. Rafael Nadal's not the only legend taking part in Wimbledon, as Serena Williams has also revealed that she'll be making a return to the grass after missing 12 months with injury. The 40-year-old is set to participate in the most prestigious tournament in the world of tennis, and while she hasn't played professional tennis for over a year, fans are still excited to see her in action. The legend also explained how she'll be teaming up with this year's Madrid Open winner, Ons Jabeur, for the doubles in Eastbourne ahead of Wimbledon. It won't be an easy return for Serena, but if she can quickly get used to the movement on grass, it could offer her a huge boost in Wimbledon with her big serve. At 40, she obviously isn't as good as she used to be, but her power and serve can always deliver, so ride her off at your own peril. While she may not be anyone's favorite to win the tournament, she can surely cause many problems for Wimbledon favorites. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Alcaraz can have a successful Wimbledon tournament? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.